Those are the ones that are going to be more valuable. You know, they're not knocking off something that's not valuable. This is the one that I would buy. These are a pretty rare set. This one I would buy. So that looks like uranium glass. This piece is highly collectible with the Starbucks collectors. Why is it so high? And that's the only reason. Oh gosh, I hope that's not tape. This is why knockoffs are so popular. Don't forget to apply the discount to the price. It's Dr. Lori. I'm at Worthwhile Thrift in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, near Philadelphia. I'm going to show you what to pass by. I'm going to show you what to buy. So precious moments. Who's repainting them? Oh, they can't sell them. They're not worth anything. I'll use them for target practice. Come on. You're not going to just throw away money. I'm going to move the fat cat out of the way. If you saw these, I would say pass on some, but this one is the one that has the most value. Why? Because it's going to be used most obviously and most frequently. Bride and groom, always look for the mark, look for the signature mark, because those are the ones that are going to be more valuable. $199 retail value on that one. $45. I'd buy this. A $1.99 sticker on it. It's from Starbucks. It's highly collectible with the Starbucks collectors. I would say this piece easily on the secondary market, you're looking at $30. You know, they're not knocking off something that's not valuable. You all think, oh, Humbles aren't valuable. Made in Japan, $5.99 is too high for a Humble knockoff. Value on this piece, about $3. We've got a new in-box wedding cake topper. So I guess the wedding didn't go so well since the cake topper is here. But, you know, find out early so you don't have to pay the divorce lawyers. The Avon bottles, these are a pretty rare set. These are historical women. You can see the Avon. A lot of them still have perfume in them, which increases value. $3.99, $3.99. The bride, of course, the historic bride, $3.99. They are matte finish. These are actually ceramic. Some of them are plastic with ceramic. This one, $15 in this condition, and the others are going to range between $7 and $10 each. $9.99, they want $10 for this early Simba lamp from The Lion King, Disney. Pieces like this sell very well. Retail value on this, $65. It's a vessel is because it's for a candle inside. Yes, you can put flowers in it, but it's not a vase. You'll notice it's cameo glass inside. That means there's a different color inside, and then it's, of course, a different color outside. It's blown glass. You can see again that that's a nice smooth pontil. No, it is not Murano. I know you all think it might be Murano. It's not Murano. Is it Italian? Yes. Does it date from the 1970s? Yes. But it's not made in Murano, not made in Venice. And why? Look at how messy all of these striations are. If it were Murano, it would be perfect. All of these are not the same size. So that's not Murano. $2.99 is a very good number for this. If it were a Murano piece, it would be about $35. This piece, not Murano, $25. I was thinking, oh gosh, I hope that's not tape. It's not tape, it's plastic wrap. A covered casserole dish, made in China, marked on the bottom. It looks good, but it's trying to look French. What the Chinese do, or the Asians do when they're trying to look French, they just overwhelm the handles. It's a lot of gilding and a lot of form and a lot of everything. See on the top too, overwhelmed handles and finials. That's how you can tell if you've got a piece that's trying to look French. Uh-oh, Douglas's head, not so good. This one I would buy. This is the famous Williamsburg pine cone. This one is made by Lenox for Williamsburg. Boxwood and pine. They want $5.99 for it. Retail value, $39. You see this? This is simulating crazing. This piece of stoneware, Asian style teapot. This crazing is very dark, which tells you that it's not real crazing. They want $19.99 for it. It's probably worth $20. That's retail value for that. This is actual crazing. See how this, you can't see little dark marks in between the little cracks where you can see the dark marks? They're trying to show you crazing here to try to make it look older. Here, it's the real thing. This piece dates from about 1900. They want $11.99 for it, and that piece is probably worth $25. All week filming, I've been seeing these. These are Scandinavian, Royal Copenhagen, knockoffs of the Royal Copenhagen, blue-white plates. The Royal Copenhagen ones sell for $35 a plate. These are a little bit less because they're made by a different manufacturer copying Royal Copenhagen. Could you run with a bag of scissors? Well, these are a good bargain. $3.99 for 15 scissors, and they are the crafting scissors. See, they're going to make all different kinds of cuts. They're worth $25 for all of them. So there's some video out there that says all the vases in thrift stores are junk. Don't buy any vases at thrift stores. I don't know what these people are talking about, but there's a lot of good vases at thrift stores. Here are some. This one is Romanian. It does look like Italian glass, $6.99. Retail value on that piece, $25. This piece is, and oh no, I didn't pass by, uranium glass. Oh, that looks like uranium glass. It's not uranium glass. This piece is a nice piece of cased glass. This one is $2.99. I would buy that. Retail value on that, $30. This one is a national piece from the 1960s. It says as is, which of course is always your tip off. They want $9.99 for it, huge crack. Damage, I'd leave it there. I'd pass by this, I'd buy that. So this is the wicker basket aisle, and you'll notice that there is a piece of ceramic here. It's kind of like when you're at the grocery store and you find the Oreos with the Diet Coke, so it doesn't seem to match. That probably means that somebody was holding on to it and thinking, oh yeah, you know what, I guess I don't want it anymore, and they put it down. Well, they should have wanted it. This is a big Stangl pitcher made in New Jersey, which is a typical piece of American art pottery. $2.99. Retail value on this piece, $60, and it's sitting here next to a cheap Chinese wicker basket. Most people want a tall cake plate. Neither of these are that tall, so they get passed by. This one is $5.99. It's American, and retail value on that is going to be about $30. This one is also $5.99, so they're the same price. That one's worth $90. I've been a lot of places around the world, but I've never been to Yellowstone, so is it worth a trip? Put it in the comments. Big crystal Mikasa style bowl. They want $9.99 for it, but it has scratches. I'd leave it at $9.99. It's worth $30. This is a large glass piece, not crystal. They want $30. I'd pass by this. This is the one that I would buy. It's marked Waterford inside of it. They want $7.99. Has a little bit of scratches as well, but because of the form, this one is worth $35. I'm in these thrift stores, and I always tell you to look for sets. In this particular thrift store, they put all the sets together. Well, here you go. This is Mito China, 56 pieces. Retail value on 56 pieces of Mito from the 1950s, $150. The next set is false craft, and there's pieces in this box, and then some people took some of the pieces out of the box. $49.99 for all of it. I'm going to assume there is as many pieces, at least 56 pieces, probably closer to 75 pieces of the false craft, which of course is American made. Retail value on that, about $200. This is also a set, also the 1960s. Look at this price, $101.99. Why is it so high? Because it's blue, and that's the only reason it's that high. Retail value on that, about $100. This is glass, Anchor Hocking. It's trying to look like porcelain with a gilt rim. They want $59 for all of it. There's 61 pieces in it. Retail value on that set is $75. Wheat sheath lamp from the 1960s. That's always a symbol of that time period. Look at the moriage. $12.99 is what they want. $75 is what it's worth. These pieces also are 1960s time period. Look for these types of metal bases with a porcelain figurine on it. The figurines are made in Japan to try to look like English figurines. $75 for the pair. Here they want $16 each. Some people don't want to spend thousands of dollars for quality. This is why knockoffs are so popular, especially with purses. Like this wallet is a knockoff of Gucci. Why? The pattern simulates Gucci's pattern. And of course this element too. This purse is a knockoff of the quilted Chanel with of course the metal and the ribbon going through the metal. This bag is a knockoff of Brahmin. To see of course the two-tone of the suede with of course the leather. All of them are knockoffs. They're very low price. Retail value on this one for $5.99. You can easily, see this one going for about $40. The Chanel knockoff. How about $3.99 for this? Value on this one about $25. Some people try to knock off Dr. Lori by wearing gloves. Can't knock that off. The F&B dolls, they became very famous in the 1950s. This one is a character doll based on a real live person, and the real live person is King Ferdinand. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella gave the money to Christopher Columbus to go out and discover the New World. New in box with the original packaging and the original certificate of authenticity. Everybody loves these things even though they're not really worth the paper that they are printed on. They have some collectability. People say, oh, no one's collecting dolls, but a lot of people are collecting dolls. $8.99 value on this doll, $35. 1950s Asian doll wrapped in original silks, which is what makes her valuable. Her hair is a mess, and once your hair is a mess, you know what happens, not worth as much. Retail value on that, $15. Looking at this hair receiver, that's where you brush your hair and you put the hair in here, and then later you make crafts out of the hair that was put in here. $2.99 is what they want, hand painted, early 20th century. I'm cracking up at this note. Antique hair receiver, very fragile, needs to be glued. Well, if it needs to be glued, that means it's damaged. So it should say damaged antique hair receiver. $2.99. In damaged condition, it's worth $5. In good condition, it's worth $75. You know how everybody calls these slender pots chocolate pots? Kind of like this candle here, spout there. This is a chocolate pot. And it has the pole, or basically the handle, and the spout at a 90-degree angle. Why? Because what happens is you take the pole, you take the actual pot, basically move the sediment from the bottom around so you can get more of the chocolate back into the drink. And that's a chocolate pot. They even marked it for you. A Capodimonte rose in very good shape, because usually these little petals are all chipped off. Crown, Naples, Capodimonte symbol that you have. Late 20th century, $3.99. Retail value on that, $40. The second I picked it up, I'm like, okay, I don't want this. The reason why is because very, very low quality, not a lot of material being used for this piece. They want $2.99 is too much for this piece, that's a buck. And then there's a lot of you who go, I don't care about figurines, no one wants figurines. You know, somebody's collecting that item that you think nobody's collecting. These figurines are, if you look at the faces and the figures, you're saying, oh, this looks French, and this looks English, and this looks English, and this looks Dutch. All of them are Japanese. They're all made in Japan. All of them are hand painted and formed to look like pieces made in Europe. These are even marked made in Japan. I want $1.99 for this one. This one is the clear Japan mark. This one's $3.99. It shouldn't be $3.99. It should be $1.99. These date to like the 1950s. There's some value in these figurines. I'm not saying that you're gonna, buy the retirement hut in Fiji on these figurines. Typically for $1.99 you're paying $2 for these each. These are worth $15 each. Matte glaze. If it's matte glaze, you usually have a Japanese knockoff, which is what you have in this case. It's left in China. People collect left in. $3.99 is too high for it. It's probably worth about $3. That work of art is a print that's been highlighted. You can see the highlighting. They want $13.99. It should have been priced higher. It's worth $75. I'm not a germaphobe. The reason for the gloves is to protect the objects from the oils on my hands. The oils on my hands can attract dirt, deteriorate objects, and devalue them. I leave everything here for you, so I don't want to devalue these objects. I found the treasures. There's more to come.